Today we're going to be learning how to solve addition and subtraction equations. In order to solve equations, you have to use what are called inverse operations. Inverse means opposite. So for addition and subtraction, the opposite of adding is subtracting. The opposite of subtracting is adding. Our first example is going to be to solve x plus 5 equals 17. So I'll write this down. X plus 5 equals 17. And our goal when we're solving an equation is to get the variable by itself. Right now over here we have an x and we also have that we're adding 5 to it. We want to undo the adding 5. So in order to undo adding 5, we have to do the opposite, which is subtracting 5. And again, if we subtract 5 on one side, we have to subtract 5 on the other so that we keep it balanced. Okay, now you go through. Positive 5 minus 5 cancel each other out. All we have left is x. Bring down your equal sign. Now we have 17 minus 5. 17 minus 5 is going to be 12. So now we have said that x is equal to 12. We need to go back though and check to make sure we've done it correctly. So we're going to plug back in. Here we have x plus 5 equals 17. Instead of x, we're going to put 12. So we have 12 plus 5, and that should be equal to 17. Okay? And now we evaluate. 12 plus 5, that's 17. Equals to 17. Is 17 equal to 17? Yes. So it checks out. So x is equal to 12. And that would be your answer for that. Example 2. We're going to solve z minus 15 is equal to 20. Okay. So z minus 15 equals 20. Okay. Now again, we want to get the variable, in this case z, alone. So we have to get rid of this subtracting 15. In order to get rid of subtracting, we have to add. So plus 15 plus 15. Minus 15 plus 15, cancel. All we have is z. Bring down your equal sign. 20 plus 15 is going to be 35. So z is equal to 35. Now we got to go back and of course check. So now we've got 35 minus 15. That's supposed to be equal to 20. 5 minus 5 is going to be 0. 3 minus 1 is going to be 2. So 20 equals 20. Z is 35. Okay. Next example. Okay, 98 is equal to x minus 14. Okay, now don't let the fact that the x is on the right side throw you off. It's just the same. So we've got x and we've got minus 14. To get rid of minus 14, we have to add 14. What we do on one side, we have to do on the other side. And notice, I am going through and showing every step of my work. You must also show every step of your work. So your work needs to look like my work. Negative 14, positive 14, cancel. All we have left on the right hand side is x. Now we've got 98 plus 14. 8 plus 4 is 12, so 2 carry our 1. 9, 10, 11, so we've got 112. And I'm going to leave it to you guys to check that one in your notes. Alright, next example. Going to start getting into a little bit bigger numbers here. So So C plus 39 is equal to 128. C plus 39 equals 128. Okay, to get rid of addition, we've got to do subtraction. So minus 39 here, minus 39 here. Okay, positive and negative cancel each other. All you have left is C. Bring down your equal sign. That's a big thing people forget, is to bring down that equal sign. Now we've got to take 128, subtract off 39 from it. So 8 minus 9, we can't do that. We've got to borrow. 18 minus 9, we can. And 18 minus 9 is 9. Now we have 11 minus 3, which is 8. So C is 89. And again, I'm going to leave you all to check this one in your notes. So remember, that means to plug it back in and see if you get the same thing on both sides. So C should be equal to 89. Okay. Now we've got a couple of word problems we're going to do. So Fred's target heart rate is 130 beats per minute. This is 58 beats per minute more than his resting rate. Write and solve an equation to find his resting heart rate. Okay, this goes back to our writing and expressions here. First thing, Fred's target heart rate is 130. Remember, the word is means equal. And so this tells us our total. So I'm going to go ahead, just put it on the right side here to follow convention. Now we're going to write the left side of our equation. This is 58 beats per minute more than his resting heart rate. So we have the 58, and then we have our unknown, which is his resting heart rate. Remember, the words more than means you take the two things, switch them around because of the word than, and the word more means you're going to be adding on. So we've got the resting heart rate, I'll call that R, plus 58. Because we want 58 more than his resting rate, and that's going to be equal to 130. So now we're going to solve it. To get rid of adding 58, we're going to subtract 58. And again, what you do for one side, you have to do for the other side. Okay, and if remembering where to put the other plus or minus, whatever you're doing, I found that if you draw what we call railroad tracks on either side of your equal sign, that helps you to keep track of one side of your equation and the other side of your equation. And as you go down the tracks, everything is just equal. So now we've got over here, positive 58 minus 58, cancel out. All we have on this side is R. Now we've got 130 and we've got to take away 58. Got to borrow here. 10 minus 8 is going to be 2. 12 minus 5 is going to be 7. So R is equal to 72 beats per minute. Always remember to put your units there. And again, you need to go back and check that. Okay, we're coming up on our last example. Okay, your friend's VCR cost $328 less than her TV. So the VCR is $328 less than the TV. Again, our expressions here, we have 328, we see the word than, and then we have TV. We don't know how much your TV costs, so that's going to be our unknown. And the word than means we're going to take the two things that are written there and switch their order. So we've got T for TV, and I'm using a capital T so I don't confuse it with a plus sign, and 328. So that switched the order for us. And then we go back here, less. The word less means we're going to be subtracting. So the cost of the TV minus $328, that's going to be the cost of the VCR. And it says her VCR is $179, so this whole thing's going to be equal to $179. So now I've helped you write this equation. I've done quite a few examples on solving them with you. I'm going to leave it to you guys to solve this one and show it to me in your notes tomorrow.